So today we will talk about two very vital thing, and also we will see some like areas of different kind of shapes and the volume, how to find out the volume, even the surface area of any different kind of objects. But to start with, in the last class I have told you about trapezium and trapezoid. So there is a vital difference between trapezium and trapezoid. In trapezium, what we know that in trapezium none of the sides are parallel. So trapezium is such quadrilaterals for those none of the sides are parallel, whereas trapezoid are those shapes which are having at least two opposite sides parallel. So you can see here, this one is parallel to this one, whereas this one is not parallel to this one, even this one is not parallel to this one. So that's why trapezoid is different than trapezium. Okay, trapezoid. Okay, now this was a vital difference between trapezium and trapezoid. So I asked you in the last class, and this was the answer. Okay, so I thought now I should tell you, because otherwise there may be many confusions. So this was the thing. Now coming to the new things, you might have noticed that I have sent you one PDF. So in that PDF you can see that many areas for different shapes are given. Even the volume for shapes are also given. We will first see how to find out, which is new to you. We know that the area of a circle is always what? Pi r square. So r is the radius, so I can write the area for a circle is always pi, which is 22/7 into r square. We even know the area of a rectangle. So if this is the area, this is the rectangle, and this is length and this is breadth, so we can write that area is equal to length into breadth. So that is even we know. One more thing, we know that the area of a triangle. So we can draw a triangle, and we know only the area of a right angle triangle. So if this is our right angle triangle, what is a right angle triangle? Right angle triangle is a triangle with a right angle. So one angle has to be 90 degree. Okay. Now area of this one will be, if this is your base and if this is your height, so the area will be half into height into base. Okay, so that is there. Acha. So this much we already know, right? Acha. Today we will talk about a really new thing, that is the area of a parallelogram. So in one of our worksheet you have seen that we were talking about parallelogram. So this is a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. Sorry, I had a distraction. Okay. So in case of a parallelogram, the main thing you have to find out is this one, that is your length or your breadth or your base, whatever you say. So if this is the downside, you can say this is a base. Okay, so B, we will say B. And what you need the height. that is your h. So height is basically you have to see which sides are parallel. Okay, so we can see this one and this one is parallel. So this line and this line is parallel to each other. So you have to take the distance between these two parallel lines, and that we will call as height. And the formula for the area in this case will be only height into base. So this is very new for you, that our area is height into base. And what is the height? You have to see which two sides are parallel, then you have to take the distance between those parallel lines, and that will be your height. And the base will be the downside, one of the either of the parallel, any of the parallel line. Okay, so in this way you can find out easily the area of a parallelogram. Achha. Now in your that PDF you will also see something which is called area of trapezoid. So you must be like knowing that when we found out the area of triangle, we have seen like this, ki if I have a square like this, and then if I separate, like if I divide the square, if I draw a diagonal, and then if I remove, so if I remove the half of the place, then I will get a triangle, right? So if I don't remove the place, so the area of the total rectangle will be how much? So if I talk about this whole space, that is the area of this rectangle, so then it would be how much? It would be length into breadth, because if this is length and this is breadth, so that would be, so area for the full, so area for full this square will be length into breadth. So that means the whole part. Okay, so the whole space inside the rectangle. In that case it has been square, so no problem, but basically this was the idea. Now let's say if I remove half of the portion from the rectangle, so I have removed half of the portion of the rectangle. So that's why I will be having only length and breadth here. So I will be having only half of the space available. So if previously the area was this much, so now the area will be this by 2, because I have already lost the half of the area. So that's why the area of any triangle was half into length into breadth, right? So similar thing we will use here also, that is in our parallelogram, okay, to find the area of a trapezoid. So what we can do, see carefully. So I can do one thing, I can draw a parallelogram like this. So this is our parallelogram where all of the sides are parallel to each other. There is no right angle, that means there is no 90-degree angle, okay, but all of the sides are perpendicular to each other, not perpendicular to each other, okay. So there is no right angle, there are no, so none of the sides are perpendicular to each other, okay. Now what I can do here, I can draw a line in such a way, so it was not that, okay, no, in that case also, yeah, it's fine almost. So I can draw a line in such a way which line will divide the parallelogram into two equal portions, okay. So one portion will be my this one, that is this one, and another portion will be my this one. So I'll use different color, so this one. So one portion will be the violet one and one portion will be the green one. Now we know the total area of the parallelogram. What was the area of parallelogram? So I can write area of parallelogram was how much? If the shortest distance between the two parallel two parallel line is this one red line, that is, let's say H. So if I draw it here also, it will be same as H, right? Because they are forming, this red one is forming a rectangle. So if this is H, so that will also be H, because it looks same also in size. So if this is H and the base was, now total was, let's say total base was B, okay, sorry. So if the total base is B, so the area was height into B. But now as I have divided the portion, so let me give name. So A, B, C, D, okay, here I will give E and F. So you can see here that A, B, C, D, the area of this A, B, C, D, that is the parallelogram, was this one, that is height into base, okay. So it was this one, okay. But as I have divided into half, so the area of A, E, F, D, which is a trapezoid, so will be, so I'll write this ka area is half into H into, sorry, B into H, whatever, H into B and B into H are the same thing. So you can see that if we divide the parallelogram, we can also get two trapezoid, and in that case the area of that trapezoid will be half into B into H. Now the question is that this B is to for full one. So if I don't know the full one, if I know only the half of this portion, then how I will find out the area of this trapezoid? Because I don't know total B, because now I have removed already this B, right? So what we will do here, we will use our little brain. So you can see that this big B, we can say that this big B is made of two bases. This is B1, which is this much, and our B2, which is this much, okay. So if this is B1, so in upper side it will be such that this is B1, then and this is our B2, okay. So we can write that B is actually B1 plus B2, because they both, if we add B1 and B2, then only we will get the total B, okay. So that's why we can write B is equal to B1 plus B2, because I have divided this parallelogram in such a way so that it creates two exactly same sizes trapezoids, okay. So now if you see this formula, so you can write that the area of this trapezoid, so I am just writing it here, so it was the area of total parallelogram. Now if I just divide it into two portion, I will get two trapezoids. Now the area of a single trapezoid will be, so area of A, E, F, D. So when I say the area of this AEFD, this violet this violet color ka trapezoid, so how much it would be? So I will remove, that's why I will remove the other portions. I will be only looking at this one. So the area was half into base into height. So half into base into height, but I don't know the total base. So what I can write? I can write half into b1 plus b2 into height. Now what is b1 and b2? b1 is the for this trapezoid AEFD, b1 is the lower portion of the trapezoid, and b2 is the upper portion of the trapezoid. So, and height is the distance between them. So how to find out the area of a trapezoid? So you first have to look that which two lines or sides are parallel to each other. So you can see that AD and EF are not parallel to each other, right? But AE and DF, they are parallel to each other. So I will take their length, that is DF ka length, that is my B1 here, and I will take the length of AE, that is my B2 here. I will add them, and then I will multiply with the distance between these two parallel lines and into half. Why? Because it was a part of big parallelogram, but now we are taking only the half of that parallelogram. That's why this half is coming. Okay. Now so B1 and B2 are nothing but the length of the sides, those who are parallel to each other, and h is the distance between them. Okay, so today's class was basically regarding this, because as you are learning area and volume, surface area, perimeter, these things, so you should know what are the formulas and how we are developing those formulas, like how we discover. So you have seen that we have discovered this trapezoid ka formula from the formula of parallelogram. So the area of a parallelogram is very easy. You see which two sides are parallel to each other, then you just take that height and then multiply with one of the base of that parallel lines. Okay, so I think that is easy, and this was it. Okay, so in our next class we will be talking about volume also. Fine. So you have seen that in that PDF there is volume even given there, but today I will not talk about volume because otherwise it might be confusing. So first you learn this much, that is how we can find out the area of trapezoid by dividing a parallelogram, okay, into two equal size or two equal portions, and then we have gotten this formula. So this is the formula for the area of trapezoid. And the difference between trapezoid and trapezium is also very important, which I have already told, that trapezoid means that there should be at least a pair of parallel lines, whereas trapezium means there will be no parallel lines. So this much was the class for today. I will send some assignments. You have to please submit those assignments so that we can go into the volume. Okay, now we can solve some of the numericals regarding our real life problems in volume. So by that time, please do your assignment correctly. Thank you everybody.